Uh, I want to speak a bit more to this one, and RG will recognize it, of course, because that's where I robbed the picture from. Of course, I've been to the boulder a million times, but I've got 20 million pictures on multiple drives. So the point of this video is that it relates to the sand blow that I've uploaded about, where we went up and there's a sand blow that went up in partially lithified material. Okay, huge sand blow. They're doing a paper on it. Okay, so why is that important? Let me show first of all where that is. It's no secret where it is. It's not like people are going to go there and bulldoze the goddamn planet and destroy the area. It's right at the opening of Anniversary Mine Slot Canyon. It's about 500 feet. It's on the right before you get there. I don't own the world, and that thing has been sitting there for years. Nobody's went up and bulldozed the area to destroy it. But this is Anniversary Mine. Trailhead. Let's see what they're calling the trailhead. Well, that's not Anniversary Mine. Where the hell is it? It's so secret even I don't know where it is. Okay. Anniversary Mine. Okay, park, go up the goddamn road. Don't go over here. That goes over to Bowl of Fire. There's the Orcar Mine. You could go over here. As a matter of fact, you must go over there. If you go over there, you're going to get arrested if you go down there and go into the trailers and stuff. But so you keep going, and of course, the main thing, now people go up there and they say they couldn't find it. Well, the main thing is just keep going and go up the wash. You don't go up on a mountaintop to find a slot canyon in a wash, that no matter where you go. You can go from the highway, you can go across here, do whatever you want. As long as you go up the wash, how can you avoid ending up there? Okay, so there's where the sign used to be, but got washed away in the flood a couple years ago. And there's Anniversary Slot Canyon, and the sand blow is right along here. It should be, that's probably it. It could be here, but it's no secret area. I mean, okay, so let's get back to the point. So that was done by a huge earthquake. Okay, now here's another place people can go much more easily than up here to Anniversary Mine. That over here, and this is Dr. Krill's video, that this is a huge pullout. You don't even have to go in the entry gate for Lake Mead. It's a mile or two before it. You just barely leave Las Vegas, you could be right here in heaven. Okay, so let's get to the point. So you drive in and park up here, like the horse trailers will usually be parked here, but you drive in and then you walk down this road and walk over, and there's a boulder right here. Okay, you can drive down there and drive right up to the boulder of mystery. But you can park anywhere in there. It's a massive area, and then just walk over and come over into here. Okay, so right here is the boulder, right there that I'm going to show you. The boulder of mystery that nobody can figure out, what is that boulder doing there? Well, all this is liquefaction from what I perceive to be the same earthquake that produced the sand blow. How could it not be? How could how could it not be? There were many earthquakes. It could be a different one, but anyway, there's the boulder that everyone stares at that boulder and says, what the hell is that? Nobody can figure out that boulder. So here's the boulder. excuse me, that let's see what I can do here. See, I don't want people to be looking and snooping in the background of everything. What's this? What's that? Who's that girl? What's that? But anyway, here's the boulder, the Dr. Krill boulder, Precambrian boulder. And so now he surmises it was a big mud flow into, let's say, Ice Age type lake. But I surmise, I believe, that this was jiggled to death. It's liquefaction. The boulder did not move, in my opinion, not even 20 feet. Not even 20 feet. That there was no mud flow, and there couldn't have been, because on the opposite side, how could there be a mud flow here, but nothing on the opposite side, 40 feet over directly behind, which shows that the ground was liquefied. It didn't travel any place. Didn't travel any place. There was no mud flow. This was jiggled to death. And this rock, people see that rock. What's that rock doing there? Why didn't it sink? Well, this isn't a rock in water. This material here, this rock probably has less buoyancy than this material. Okay, this is probably lighter. It's not that you put a rock on the ground, it's going to sink like it's in water. But the liquefaction is visible here and also throughout the video, throughout his video. But directly behind him, about 40 feet away, it shows that no material moved any place. No material moved anywhere. It was jiggled to death until it homogenized it. So let's see if I can do this. Now that's my premise. Now he's a geologist. I'm not. I'm a machinist. Okay, so that's why we're going up to look at it. The interest is if it's related to the sand blow, that if it was the same earthquake. You know, not to analyze this. I mean, I wasn't there. Suppose there was a goddamn mud flow. I don't know. I'm not a dinosaur. This was 15 million years ago. I wasn't there. It was before my time. I was born in 1953. But let's look at the video. If I can do this. But no, I'm telling you right now, this boulder, you can walk right up to it. From Las Vegas, you can drive out there, be there in 3 minutes, and you'll be standing at the boulder of mystery that no goddamn body can figure out. What is that? What's that doing there? But anyway, it's Precambrian that fell down onto the back of the Frenchman block from Rock Butte, which Dr. Krill says, which he addresses. He does say that at one point. He said, this likely is from Gold Butte. He does say that. I'm not saying he didn't. Okay, now he's coming over. I've emailed back and forth with him. He's coming over in the fall. And now it wouldn't be necessary for me to go up there with him, like I'm going to go up there and give him a lecture or something. I mean, he's already been there and given a lecture. But he's coming over in the fall and wants to look at the area again. So let's look at the video. Let me see if I can do this. Yeah, I can. Now, the thing about this rock of mystery, is you would not believe how many people, including myself, I did it for years. I went up, I stared at that rock, I've stared at it 500 times. What in the hell is that? But blocks with it. Also, Dr. Krill talks and even looks almost exactly like I do. I've had fun with it to my brother that he sounds just like I'm standing there.
The lead flow goes from about there.
I don't mean as far as the knowledge. I just mean it sounds like me. Sounds and looks kind of like me. I don't wear that kind of hat. He's not really a hiker. If he was, he wouldn't wear that kind of hat. You can't roll it up and crunch it up and put it in your backpack. But I don't mean as far as his knowledge. But the gypsum, he also correctly points out, this gypsum, these layers, these interlacing, is very recent. Very recent. This material here is in the range of, let's say, 15 million years old. But this gypsum, you wouldn't believe how recent that is.
Where else is to about just up here, a certain layer here.
Gypsum, calcite.
Full of fragments. Must have come at a very high velocity and been deposited all in one day.
Now, he believes it came down at high velocity and it was like a catastrophic event that happened in one day. I disagree. I don't know. I don't know. That's why we're going up there to look. I believe this rock, this material, did not move more than 20 feet. 20 feet max. Because in the back right behind him, about 40 feet. Go up there, look at it. Go up there, look at it. It shows that the material did not move. There was no mud flow.
Whereas those rocks we were looking at as we walked from the car, those were deposited slowly over thousands of years, hundreds of thousands probably. So this was one event. And this is a Precambrian gneiss. It's not Rathakivy. There are no Rathakivis here, but they're all Precambrian. All the blocks are Precambrian. They also could have come from Gold Butte, probably. But they're not so distinctive.
Now, what he just said, I don't know if you caught it, but he said they probably all came from Gold Butte. Right on. That is where that come from. It's already known. And he knows it. He didn't think that rock miracled itself there from no place. No, it come from Gold Butte. When the Frenchman block broke loose from the Colorado Plateau and the Vishnu schist and the other material broke loose and fell down upon the back of it. That's why the rock is enveloped in horse spring. Because as Frenchman did its 50-mile walk, this horse spring, and that is what it is, was inundating and enveloping this rock. And up at the surface, let's say the surface is right up here. Well, there was a lot of shit up there that's gotten eroded. Okay, so don't picture like you look at the surface right here, well, that's the way it was 20 million years ago. No. But anyway, no, this was not a mud flow. This was not a mud flow, which he will agree. I'm sure he will agree that it was liquefaction.
And if you see that mountain up there, that's also a Precambrian block on top of that.
Now, what he's pointing over at is the thumb formation over when you pull in the parking area. And you see that little hill over there. Okay, that's what he's pointing at, which is correct. The same material is up on the top of there. Okay? Like the thumb member of horse spring was among the last layers to wash down.
Mountain. So there were huge blocks coming in from some direction that isn't the direction that the other said.
Okay, now he kind of slips up there. He said there were huge blocks coming in. Yet we already know these are sitting on the back of the Frenchman block. They were not coming in. They were there when it broke loose and being inundated by the horse spring. So I'm a machinist, not a geologist. I'm not going to call a guy wrong, but I'm sure he will agree once he gets back there. Now he lives in Norway or Sweden, and he comes back in 3 months, and not for a quick visit, for several months. So he'll go back here. He will. I think he will agree, and I do want to hear what he has to say. Obviously, I mean he knows. I don't know. I don't know anything.
Sediments came from, because the conglomerates of the car where we parked didn't have Precambrian blocks in them.
It most certainly did. It most certainly did where they parked the car. The Precambrian blocks are not blocks like this, but they are there.
The rock got fractured later, and that's what made all these white gypsum fractures. So So this is very odd. This looks like a glacial deposit, really. Most geologists would think immediately this was deposited by a glacier. Because the blocks are sort of rounded a little bit like they get in glaciers, and they're completely unsorted from huge to small. Anyone who is just looking at this would say it's almost surely a glacier deposit, but it's...
That's incorrect. It's not a glacier deposit, and he does mention that there was no glaciers here at that time. He does say that. You gotta realize this guy doesn't live here, that he comes over and does the best he can for a week here, week there. It's not like he sits, hikes over, analyzes every goddamn thing for 15 years. No, he's a world famous guy. But no, it's not no glacier deposits. And he says so. He says so. There were no glaciers there at that time.
30 million, 20 million years old, and there were no glaciers in this part of the world at that time.
Okay, so, but anyway, it's not to disprove him. It's that this is an area that he come down with students, didn't have the time to go across this other side because this kid here can't get off of playing Pac-Man or whatever he's doing with his girlfriend. And he's supposed to be listening to this lecture by this genius and is sitting there like a dumbass, doesn't give a shit about anything, but he wants to be a geologist. But anyway, Dr. Krill's great. Also his Red Rock lectures are very good. But he lives in Norway, and it's not like he comes out hundreds of times like people do that live in the area. Over 10 years, analyze every goddamn rock and come up with every theory. Of course not. Anyway, that's it. 17 minutes is enough.